Well,
Hi, everybody. Welcome. So glad you're here with Phyllis and I here today. We are here to talk about our event. It's coming up on September 26, 27, and 28, our virtual Heart to Heart Lipedema Congress. And once again, Phyllis Keith with Where Ease is one of our sponsors, and we are so thrilled to be working with Phyllis once again. So we wanted to tell you a little bit about Where Ease because she has wonderful products that help with lipedema and lymphedema. And today we're going to talk specifically about several products that we think are going to be really good for lipedema specifically. So, Phyllis, welcome. Thanks for being here today.
thanks, Leslie. It's always a privilege.
It's always so fun to get together with you on these things. And so, tell us a little bit about Where Ease.
Okay, well, Where Ease is about 20 years old now, and it was originally founded in 2004. And our first products were post-surgical bras and camisoles for women to wear home after surgery. About 2008, I was asked by a fitter and a women's surgeon at Anne Arundel Hospital to develop a compression bra. So we did, with their help, their input, and that original bra we still sell today, 15 sizes, 3 colors. But after that, I had people asking for a long line solution because they had swelling in their back, their sides, and their tummy. And that's when we came out with our line of shapewear. So originally we created sleeveless shapewear, the slimmer, and then we added sleeves, and then we have a compression t-shirt that has short sleeves, and we have the tailor tee, which has long sleeves. And then so just over the years, we've created new products based upon feedback from people like you and people who are needing the products, because a lot has been learned since then about the need for compression, more about lymphedema, and lipedema wasn't even heard of in
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
2008.
Right, right. And now we've learned a lot more about lipedema. That's really the focus of the Congress coming up and the new textbook that we have about lipedema that will be coming out early next year. And one of the cornerstones of treatment for lipedema for management is compression. And I know that at Where Ease you have certain principles that you adhere to regarding compression. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Oh my gosh. Well, our goal is to provide comfort with style. All of our garments are made of 2 layers of fabric with the seams in between the layers of fabric. And our shapewear, which includes a line of tops that I talked about, we also have a line of uh, shorts and capris. And the goal is that we provide comfort with style. So that it's very functional, easy to wear, very supportive products. And then we also have a line of bras. And we just came out with a new bra uh, about 2 years ago now called the Karina. And
Mhm.
it looks more like a vest probably, but it's just been a game changer, because it has the textured lining.
Yeah,
And
Akanksha, can you pull up the picture of the Karina bra? Because this is some technology that is going to be useful for lipedema as well. So as soon as we get that picture up, everybody can see that texture. And so Phyllis, you were about to say, so here we have that the website for Where Ease. You can see as Akanksha is working around the website and pulling up the Karina bra. Um, why did you want to have textured fabric for this particular bra, Phyllis?
well, probably 3 or 4 years ago, I took a class from Karen Ashforth, and she's a fibrosis queen. She was giving a class on how to treat fibrosis. And one of the things that she discussed was how she would kind of jerry rig a bra with some texture in it, and how much that helped soften the skin and just deal with fibrosis. So I looked for fabric for a couple of years. Anyway, long story short, I found a manufacturer who could make this for us. They're made on circular knitting machines, needles. And so that was where I got the inspiration, was from Karen, and it took a couple of years to get it out there. But what it does is this texture softens the skin, uh, relieves the pain, it moves the fluid. So what we found is when women wear this, they get it snug, it fits snug. It actually moves the lymph fluid. So we've had great results. We have a couple of focus groups that we did in California when we first introduced it. And Karen has done a webinar where she gives the before and after photos of the people who participated. But it's just been a game changer. It provides comfort, relief, and so the texture has just been wonderful. So as a result of seeing the success with that product, we developed a new fabric that is a flat yardage, but it has those same weaves in it.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be introducing some new products because that makes us much more flexible with what we can do. And so we are working on a short that will have that texture.
Yeah, I would like to point out that you can see in that picture of the Carina bra, on the outside, it's smooth. So it looks smooth through your clothes, but you're getting the texture against your skin where it's treating your tissues in your skin. Is that correct?
Right. And it's working all the time. So when you wear that and you have the texture is in the front and the back all around your torso. When you wear it, it helps your circulation, which helps soften the skin. It helps move the fluid. It helps reduce the fibrosis and scarring.
Yeah. And so what you're talking about is in development is using this fabric for some of the lower body garments, which can be particularly helpful to women with lipedema. And so having this kind of fabric may be very beneficial for someone in a shorts or a capri.
Yes.
But right now you have an Aconction. If you could show some of the shorts and capris, you already have these products that are in a smooth fabric. And because some people don't want to have the texture, they don't like the texture. And so these options are already available in a smooth fabric that's supportive. It's a comfortable, supportive compression without texture. And that's going to be very good for those people who don't want the texture. But soon you're going to have that option to also get the texture. And will you have it? You're going to have the shorts. Will you also have that in capri?
Not initially. We're going to roll out the short and see. Originally, we'll introduce it in black, but we're planning to have one in nude. And so we'll see how that goes. We usually do one at a time, and then based on the feedback we get, we'll determine what the next garment will be.
Yeah.
Right now, the smooth texture, it's used a lot for layering over bandages and wraps, but these garments provide great containment just because of the characteristics of the fabric.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's important to point out that someone who is in treatment and they're getting bandaged, sometimes those thigh bandages like to slip down and you want to try to keep them on for 24 hours, but sometimes it's hard. And you slip on a shorts or capri over your bandages and it gives you a little bit more compression, but it also holds them in place. So this is a wonderful addition that you can use when you're in the intensive phase of treatment.
And we have a lot of different size ranges. So we initially introduced a short and a capri in the misses sizing, but we have a fuller figure garment now too that goes all the way up to a size 6X. So our shorts, we have two lengths of shorts, and they are the double layer, and they are very comfortable. They start out small up to 6X. What we're trying to do is have a short and capri that you buy off the shelf, but recognizing that everyone's a different height. So
Yes.
we have size charts that help you determine what size, you measure your front rise, back rise, and your
Right.
inseam to
Right.
determine what works best for you.
Yes. I know that one person's capri might be another person's legging.
Yeah,
So it all depends on, those measurements and also the rise. That can be very important too. I think people just think of the length of the leg, but the rise from the crotch to the waist is very important too.
yeah, yeah. It is. It helps with the fullness of the body, and
Hmm.
so what we have size charts that give you the front and back rise. So that tells us how large your abdomen and your behind are, and you don't have to, you don't have to meet all the sizes perfectly, but it helps with determining that factor. So you can take a measurement which starts at your navel and straddle the tape measure and take it to the small of your back.
Hmm.
That's your rise. A lot of people
Hmm.
don't know about the rise.
Hmm.
And um, so just add the front and back rise from the chart and
Hmm.
determine if that meets your total measurement.
Kellyanne is asking, do these have a half feet? And I don't think any of your products go past the ankle and into the foot, do they?
No.
Yeah. So Kellyanne, this is going to be shorts or capri, which capri, depending on how tall you are, could go all the way down to your ankle, but typically is going to be cutting off somewhere in your calf.
Yeah. And I like to point out though in the slide that she's showing, if you just scroll up a little, this model in the capri, see how it comes down to her ankle? She's
Yeah.
5'11".
Yeah. Okay, so it's being that tall and having a capri, it gets down pretty far, yes, but none of these are designed to have the foot in there. And typically with lipedema, the foot is not affected, but if you have swelling in your foot, you could combine this product with, for instance, a knee-high stocking to get compression in your foot and ankle if that's needed for you. And Kellyanne also asks, do you ship to New Zealand?
We ship everywhere. We had
Okay.
an order today from Saudi Arabia. So I think New Zealand's a
Wow.
little closer.
Okay. And she asks, are these designed for bandages only? As I'm looking for compression leggings, very firm, high waist, and half foot. Do you just supply these, please? And Kellyanne, just to clarify, we were talking about how these products can be used over bandages to help hold them in place and give them a little bit of more compression. But mostly people are just using these as a standalone product. They're not using them with bandages.
Yeah, and sometimes they use them with stockings, like the shorts with stockings, but
Yes.
I would say mostly they're worn alone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an excellent point that you might get knee high or thigh high stockings from another company, and then combine it with these shorts. It's always easier to get on products if they're in pieces. Toes to waist in one product can be very, very hard to get on. And so putting them on in pieces can give you a lot more options and variability, but also be easier to put on. It looks like Akanksha has the size chart up. Is there anything you want to point out about the sizes?
Yeah, excuse me. First of all, if you measure this, lots of times I hear people say, I have lipedema, excuse me. My waist is smaller than the size chart, but what I recommend is that you fit the hip measurement. Don't worry so much about the waist. You don't want the waist to be tight. And
Right.
lots of times you can use that extra space um, for your abdomen. And then I would say this shows you the front rise and the back rise. This is all in inches. And
Mhm.
then I have people say, well, I need something down to my knee. or I need something down to my ankle. Well, we have two shorts. We have one's called the 614S, and the other is the 614L. The L is 3 inches longer. So you want to measure your inseam. So if you measure basically from your pubic bone or your crotch area down, say you meet the measurement, say, of the 2X, okay? Well, I'm a 2X, but how long are these going to be on me? Well, you would measure from your crotch down 12 and a half inches and see where that hits you. Does that go to your knee? Does it go past your knee?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yep. So using that textured fabric on the lower body, I think this is great support and a lot of times pain relief for women with lipedema. So thank you for bringing this to us and sharing the information about this. And we are so grateful for your support, your continued support for our events that we hold about lipedema. Of course, coming up in just a couple weeks is the Lipedema Congress that's happening September 26, 27, and 28. It's all virtual. And if you, I think it's only $57 for the general admission, but if you want to get all the extra perks, including the recording, so check out the links below and join us. Be there with us. Be there with Phyllis. She'll be there and sharing more about information about her products. Thank you so much for being here, Phyllis. This is wonderful.
Well, thank you, Leslyn. It's always fun to meet with you, cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, everybody. See you. Hopefully see you soon.
Bye.